There's no changes or deletions or additions.
Approve it. Motion approved.
I'll second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries. We need approval of July 10th, 2023 minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes as presented.
Second. There's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. All right, item number 1, approve fiscal year 23 payroll for publication. Courtney sent this. Well, she sent the top 20 and then she also gave us a hard copy here. Basically, this is public knowledge. This was just putting it in the newspaper for fiscal year 2023.
You have an extra copy of that hard copy? I'd like to have one.
You didn't send us the PDF. Electronically.
Oh,
Just kidding. Is that what, why is that bad?
should have been in there.
Oh, I didn't see it. Okay.
You're welcome to have that, though, and I'll send out another one.
You got a copy? I'll make a copy of it.
I'll make a motion to approve the fiscal year 23 payroll for publication.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Any more questions? Discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries. Item number 2 is to authorize chair to sign the World Bell Kind and Company letter for fiscal year 23 audit services. We had Courtney go back and ask them projected cost for the audits. I think everybody has time to look at it.
So that on this cost, so they've got a 3-year deal. Should we be signing a 3-year contract?
Did last time.
We did it last time. But that, is that what that really doesn't state that in that letter? That's just for,
I don't know.
you know what I'm saying? With those kind of increase, I'm not
They'll
sure.
send us a letter every year. We get one every
So
year.
by signing this letter, we're gonna be locked into these prices then? I know that's the way we do it.
This letter's only for 1 year.
I don't think we're signing.
For a 3-year, we're signing for a year.
Yeah, the letter is just for a year. I think the prices that they included, which are not part of the letter, have 3 years worth of prices in it, but the letter's just for.
It's a projected price increase.
I would have said, yeah.
Okay,
So we're approving fiscal year 23 proposed fee, 280 hours, total proposed cost $30,575, which still is a significant savings from the state, correct?
I'll make a motion that we go ahead and authorize chair to sign that letter.
All right, there's a motion and a second. Any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Motion carries.
Letter for signature.
Next item is, and I'll give you guys a moment while I sign this, to go through the reg bride vendor permits. It's probably the last time we do it, isn't it?
I was confused on the letter Scott sent that had everybody. We don't have permits for a lot of those.
Right. Did you get the one I
For
sent you yesterday?
the
to print out? Yeah.
kolaches or
Yeah.
whatever.
Galoshes and coaches galoshes.
I just wondered why we didn't get permits for some of these other ones that are out here.
And then there's another one that wasn't on there, I believe, for the My Flavor Ice.
But that's part of your, in that document, there's an application in there for them.
Yeah, this wasn't on the state food inspectors list.
Oh. But it's on this list. Top of the list.
Oh, it is. Okay. She got it on time. Perfect.
I mean, the only two that I see that our new one there would be this My Flavored Ice in Main Street. Have we got one from Mount Carmel? Food
What's the
stamp?
BLT guy
We-
and
The BLT guys, the one we don't have.
pickle bite? Oh, got that one. Sorry.
That was on 120th.
Brewer Family Farms.
We had that one. Have we had the Main Street Cafe?
That one's in,
That one's in here.
That one's in there.
I think it's been in the mountain. The food vendor Ragbri only, Sharon Norman.
The one in Breda.
So those are three we do not have.
Yeah, I mean, I think they've got licenses with the state, obviously, but
They didn't fill out on the county level.
I mean,
And
that's what it is.
they might figure they're on private property and
Yeah,
What about this, the Mid-America deal in there? Is that kind of considered a vendor?
yeah, they're gonna have water.
they're not, yeah, I don't know if they're selling everything. I think it's all complimentary.
So the three that we have before us today to approve would be Mid-America, My Flavored Ice, and Main Street Cafe.
And coaches,
And
Pilates.
Coaches, is it kolaches? Is that how you say that?
It's like Pilates, but yeah. And that one, I don't know if you guys have. I got that on Saturday and I sent it to Clay.
Look at it if you want. Not much information there.
Yeah, if we were gonna do that again, we should have a site where you're gonna sell already on there.
There's on the new ones. I have set up location. as a
I probably sent them an old one that I
But
had.
they didn't write it in there anyway, so.
So is Mid-America the one that's going in Snyder's?
Patient Snyder's, it's just a hospitality tenant, sounds like.
Did you,
Oh, really?
Yeah,
did you see the contract for that for Snyder?
$4,500.
That's
They're
what
paying
they're
in, yeah.
$42,000.
That's why I call Nest vacation.
But they can set it up my house.
Yeah,
That's what I was thinking.
so do we need one motion just to approve all the existing?
I'd say,
I'll-
yeah,
I'll make that motion.
Okay, let's repeat those. That'd be My Flavored Ice, Coach's Splashes,
Yeah, Main
Main
Street
Street
Cafe,
Cafe, and Mid-America.
correct. Got a second?
I will make a second one.
There's a motion and a second. Any more
I
discussion?
really shouldn't.
If not-
Oh, you know what? You can't.
I don't want to make them
You have
second
to-
that.
You
Okay.
have to
We're gonna amend
recuse
that.
yourself.
We have
Motion
a-
still stands.
We have a motion to somebody.
Second.
Second. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Abstain.
Motion
Related to
carries.
too many people.
All right. Final item,
I don't screwed up.
just an update on Tyler Technologies with the payroll changes that'll be coming January 1st. Is everything going well? Is there any confusion, questions? You think it'll be a smooth transition?
I hope it's a smooth transition since we're hiring them to help us. They're gonna be doing training with my office and Amy at Secondary Roads in October and November.
Okay.
So
How many, and I want your opinion on this, how many times should we send out a reminder, maybe in the paychecks about this happening? I know we've done it once.
it doesn't matter to me.
It's my understanding they're only gonna miss one paycheck, right? The very first one.
Yeah. They'll get paid like a week later than we normally do. I don't have the dates in front of me here at my desk, but obviously when you're taking it from 24 to 26, it's gonna be a smaller check too. That they're gonna get. So,
Yeah.
I mean, how many times? I mean, let's see, what is it? July.
Like the first paycheck of every month. I mean, we get 2 a month, so it would be.
I don't think you need it all, do that often.
Well, how many, does everybody
yeah,
get
so
a
they'll
copy in the
pay
mail?
every 2 weeks, either on Thursday or Friday, we're not
So we
sure.
have 5 months basically until it
Well,
happens.
The people that actually get checks, you got a few of them that still get also a check.
I don't do payroll, but I'm thinking there might be one or two physical checks.
So do
Everybody
they
else
also get a
direct-
copy in the mail?
Yes, everybody gets a copy of the
The
check.
little stuff.
So, yeah, there's your answer. Everybody in the mail gets it. So I think.
I think we need to at least send it out 2 more times,
yeah,
maybe one next,
now,
yeah, and
and
then,
then one, and then maybe 3 months from now.
yeah.
Because I tell you what, that time frame we're hitting is not. We've been better off with got done July 1st.
It's vacation time.
But
But
this gives the people enough time to, if they need to start storing a little bit
And
of
over
money.
your notice.
Perfect, thanks, Courtney.
So that,
So, but everything on Tyler, you think it's moving.
yeah, I don't foresee there being any issues. It's just gonna be getting it set up, getting our deductions changed, our tax tables changed, all of that good stuff. So it's a little more, and then obviously we're gonna have to update the handbook to reflect that people are required to turn in time sheets because right now it says, you know, it doesn't really state that you need to in order to be paid, but I'd say anybody that's not exempt needs to turn in a time sheet to be paid. And if they don't turn in a time sheet, they're not gonna be paid. And,
And time sheets have to have 2 signatures, correct?
I think you
Employee
you
and
should sign
supervisor.
off on it and the
Director or their,
Yeah,
I agree with you.
absolutely.
you're here next week, right?
I do have to leave early on Monday to pick up somebody that's gonna be staying in my house for I ride, but.
So, yeah. All right. Committee reports.
Scott, I'm not you today. I can go last week on the 11th. Executive meeting at the recycle center. There's a RAGBRAI meeting, same day at 9:00. And Thursday night was policy council meeting. And also the new ambulance should be coming in this week. And they will have an ambulance at state baseball for all the games, their second crew, and they are getting some reimbursement from the city for supplying that. Over the last couple of years, people had heat exhaustion. Doesn't sound like it'll be the case this week. This week, tomorrow night is Farm Bureau meeting. And that is all I have.
I can go. I have daycare, childcare meeting tonight. Let's see,
Where's that at?
at the daycare. You know where it is. Yeah. I did meet with Terry Axman last Tuesday, from Mid Iowa Insurance. I did this morning get my log on confirmed, but I was able to go in there. If you didn't know, we do have, with our insurance premium, we have safety trainings that are included that we can go in there and get. There's also a lot of other information in there that looks relevant. There's safety newsletter, all kinds of valuable things that I'm going to be digging into. And he's also working on some more numbers for me, for incident to correlate to increase costs. The way they do their formulas, it's very complicated. So I'm just trying to separate some of that information for me so that I can make a graph to see if there's a correlation between safety meetings and incident rates. I'm going to go tomorrow over to Shelby County Board of Supervisor meeting. They're going to be talking about their ordinance that they have for the CO2 pipelines. I just want to go for my own knowledge to learn. And that's all I have.
I can go next. Last Monday, I did the radio and newspaper. And then on Tuesday, was involved with Matt Miners in regard to a letter of support for thriving communities for Carroll for a housing program. Wednesday, I went up to the HS delivery alignment meeting in Storm Lake. Let's put it this way. I said it earlier and I'll say it now publicly. What a shit show. Anyway, just will call it what it is. It definitely appears the state has got their mind made up. This thing was, public input was just a
Formality.
only show far as I'm concerned. Typical what the state does, they're gonna ram something through and it's not gonna work. And then Thursday, I did a go on to the Highway 30 Coalition Zoom meeting. They talked about different areas of roads that are getting some work done on. One of the discussions we also had was that trying to get a commissioner on this side of the state, DOT commissioner. We haven't been able to have that for the last while. So that was one of the big discussions we had there. Those meetings usually don't last very long. Then between Wednesday, Thursday, and Saturday, I had conversations between Don Metzer and John Warden. They are wanting to do an amendment to the 28E agreement to reflect the new makeup of the board. As you're aware that only the supervisors can have 49% of the board members now. They've added a couple other board members on. One is a parent of a child that's getting services, and then there's also some other doctors, things that get added on that. This is all part of House File 471. John was having some real issues with it. And they were quoting 670, I think, from a year ago. So after all the whole conversation, he got back to me Saturday and he's okay if they change the reference to 471. So we got that done. I was surprised he called me Saturday, but anyway. And then this morning I was involved with the construction meeting up here at the courthouse. Tuesday I have Rolling Hills board meeting. That's going to be done by Zoom. That's to work, move on this 20 agreement amendment. And then Thursday night's Farm Bureau meeting. And Thursday I have CCGP.
That's Farm Bureau.
Yeah,
What night?
Tuesday night.
Okay.
CCGP is the executive board meeting on Thursday, and then Friday I have Yes Center board meeting. And whatever else comes up.
I can go. This week I have newspaper and radio today. Then Friday, I'm gonna attend Region 12's Chamber of Coffee. Also, we're gonna meet with Tanya. Scott and I are gonna meet with her at 9 here to kind of go over her proposal on things that she's been doing already within the school systems with the opioid.
What she's proposed to Crawford and Ogden County.
Yeah, so she's gonna meet with us.
Chambers Friday and that coffee this Friday.
I think it's this Friday.
Or will you put me down for both those?
What's that?
The Region 12 coffee Friday, and then meeting with Taya here in the courthouse.
From Manning.
Taya Manami from the Recovery Center in Manning.
She's coming up here Friday, and I won't not be able to be here.
That's all.
It's not really a formal presentation yet. I think
She's
she has
wanted,
presented to the other two counties.
and we met with her, we talked to her when we were down in Twine at that seminar. And she wanted just to show us. Last week, I'm sorry, I did this a little backwards. We did have Region 12, executive and policy. Executive, everything's looking good. Can't really talk about a whole lot. We are changing some verbiage in our loan application for the meat processing. It will allow people, it's going to broaden the more people that can apply, but ultimately it still comes down to the board to make the decision on who receives any of that funding for that meat processing. Other than that, we had the transportation update. That was about the same,
Isn't there a ton of money on that meat processing that has?
15 million.
And do they have anybody who's qualified yet? Is presented a grant?
There has been a application presented, but we declined it. It cannot go to your top 4 producers. It has to go to smaller guys. So that is all I had, and that's all I have. Courtney, next week, do you want to make sure to put on the
Sure.
agenda?
Can I interject here? Back on Highway 30, do you want, you want him to come up, Adam, come up here to give a presentation on that study that we all paid for? He said it'd be about like a 20-minute deal.
I don't mind. I've seen it once. I mean, I saw it at the CCGP.
For the rest of you, I think. it's
Highway
probably-
30?
Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I was,
He condensed it pretty small compared, I mean, it's a report.
when I get home, I'll try and get some sometime.
Yeah, not next week, it's just because.
No, it's not, well, let's wait maybe till August or something.
Do you want the survey for the Fricky building on next week or wait like 2 weeks? It's kind of a busy,
Probably 2 weeks. I'll give him probably 2 weeks to come up with one.
and it may take long.
Yeah.
Just don't let me forget, we're gonna get some quotes to have the Fricky building survey for that retaining wall.
Okay.
So at some point, we'll just have to have that on the agenda. So what do we got so far? Payroll?
Mike?
Oh. My bad.
Last week I went to conservation on Monday night. As of then, they had the trail poured from Maple River to Houlihan access. Besides, they had to go back and hand pour some crosses, and they were starting that day on Monday. What do you call it? Put rock on the sides or whatever.
Shouldering.
Shouldering, there you go. So skeptical if they would have it done before reg ride, but I gave it 2 weeks, so they're hoping. Thursday I had a Board of Health meeting. Thursday night I had Region 12 Policy Council. And this week I'm gonna hopefully make that Farm Bureau Day on Tuesday night. Also went and looked at a deal and breed up for a permit a guy's trying to get, so met with them.
Her beer thing's Tuesday night.
Mhm.
Where's it at?
Lincoln Club.
I might try and make that. I can't promise, but I am gonna try and have that. Okay, Courtney, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Right now, I just have added the county attorney to the agenda next week. That's that email you sent me.
Closed session.
Didn't know it was closed session, don't know what it's about, so I just have county attorney written down.
It will be closed session.
Who has newspaper radio this week?
Me.
I can email
Next
John and
week, I
just
think.
ask him to give me the code section.
Yeah, it's,
I mean, I don't even know what it is. I just need to know what code section.
it's in reference to, I don't even know how to word that.
Probably we're gonna be talking about some
Majority employee,
employee issues and we may get into some names. That's why we do want to be told section.
employee issues and
We
potential.
don't, we're not nobody in general. It's just in regard to the handbook.
But I also, that's the only reason, but I do want to have that meeting and I do think it's
Yeah,
gonna
it's a
be.
good week.
Yeah, we'll just leave it. Okay. Anything else?
Are you gonna be riding?
That's right.
Motion to adjourn,
So moved. Second.
motion in a second, any more discussion? If not, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries. It's 25
It's supposed to be the world record.
No, I think the world record was 12 minutes.
I think we had some of those even